Good evening, everyone, and I hope you all had a great weekend and a first start to your semester, this fall semester of 2023, and also a first play or chapter in the course. I ran some fantastic responses both in the homework assignment and the discussion questions. Quizzes looking were pretty good, so we'll get into some housekeeping items in just a second, but I want to thank you all for your participation in the course, and then also several of you have reached out with questions, which I will continue to tell you to do. If you have any questions about the course material, any questions about the cadence of the course in general, some dates in the future. A couple of you have reached out about that. I really do highly encourage those questions. So please continue to reach out. And again, I hope you enjoyed the first week of course. A couple of housekeeping notes, as I promised. As I mentioned at the beginning of the course, our weekly schedule will follow the very same pattern. There will be a reading assignment. There will be either an article or maybe even a video like there is this week. And then discussion. Please post your initial discussion with your thoughts, your opinions, your hypotheticals, your experiences, any and all of those things. Please make sure if you're including anybody else's work in that discussion post, we are giving them proper credit for that. That is perfectly fine to do, just to make sure that you're giving proper credit to the source. And then please also respond to two of your classmates. It can be agreeing with their post, it could be disagreeing, it could be a mixture of the two. Just make sure that we're doing it nice and respectful. And I saw some excellent engagement and discussion in both the introduction discussion posts as well as the play one discussion post. So very nice job, and please keep up the fantastic work. On top of that, you will have a homework assignment. The homework assignment will be based on the readings, but I did want to let you all know that this course is a little bit different from your traditional college courses. There are going to be a lot of hypothetical examples in these courses. Hypothetical example may be the only way to demonstrate knowledge and proficiency, and you're going to see an excellent example of that coming up here in play 2 with budgets. Your homework assignment is going to involve 2 examples of creating a budget for some made-up events. So I know students can sometimes think that they may be doing the assignment wrong, or that the answer is not right there in the book, as it is with some other college subjects and courses that you've taken. But just know that hypothetical examples and using some made-up numbers or some made-up sports or some made-up tournaments or anything like that is going to be perfectly fine, and that's the point. And again, I know it's a non-traditional way of approaching a subject, but sports management's a little bit different than chemistry class or history class or algebra or anything like that, which is why I enjoy it so much. So we've covered discussions, we've covered homework assignment, and then there is going to be a short quiz at the end of every play as well. Maybe a mixture of true, false, multiple choice. There may even be some short answer, and it is entirely based on the readings. I use the author's test notes for these quizzes to be completely transparent, so they're coming directly from the reading. So again, if you ever have any questions or thoughts on the material or anything like that, some good supplements are these videos. Of course, the lecture notes are posted via PowerPoint with each section as well, and in the readings. So I just wanted to give everybody kind of a brief overview of what you should be tackling as a student in this course at the start of the week, what to expect throughout the week, and what to expect at the end of the week. I've mentioned several times, please make sure that if you have any barriers to completing assignments or something comes up with life or anything like that, please make sure to reach out, and I will be more than happy to try to be flexible with you to see if we can make some alternative arrangements. So I appreciate all of your hard work and all the questions that you've asked. So now that we've got that housekeeping out of the way, let's move on to play 2, which is all about budgets. And you're going to see some excellent examples of budget templates and budget layouts for sporting events, both mega events and smaller events. So, please keep that in mind when you're reading this chapter 2, and when you're doing the assignment, thinking about your examples of budgets. So just to fast forward really quick, at the end of this play, you're going to be asked to create 2 hypothetical budgets. The first one is going to be for a college tournament of a sport of your choice, and the instructions are going to be in there as far as how many teams and how many to invite in and out of your region. But I mentioned earlier the flexibility and variability about hypothetical situations. The question asks, it could be a sport of your choice. So this could be college football teams. These could be college baseball teams. They could be the bowling team or the darts team. It really leaves it up to the students. So, but the sport that you choose is going to determine a lot of factors in your budgets as far as facilities costs, player costs, all of those things. And you'll read more about that as you complete these Play 2 coursework. The second one's going to be a little bit more of, I wouldn't say a challenge, but a little bit more outside the box thinking. A hospital is going to hire you to conduct a pro amateur tournament, and you're going to have to come up with a budget. This is for charity purposes, so a lot of charities want to make sure that they bring in some money for their charity, understandably so. And so you're going to have to do a little bit of thinking and tweaking with your budget. Whereas with the first one, you're of course going to select a sports venue, maybe hire some officials, and have some tournament guidelines. But with the second example, you have to find a golf course, figure out how much that's going to cost, how much you're going to charge people to play, and various outcomes there. So I think you'll really enjoy the assignment. As I said, there are a number of specific budget templates in Play 2 and Chapter 2 for you to use as sort of a guideline. But I did want to give some instruction really quick on the assignment for Play 2 and how to approach it. Number one, not asking you for a white paper or a dissertation, or I don't think that you're going to have a 50-person budget committee or anything like that. My suggestion would be for the assignment to set a timer on your phone or on your Apple Watch or something like that for 10 minutes and just list the expenses that you're associating with that budget. You don't even have to have a dollar amount just yet. Don't worry about that. Just list the expenses. Do I need a field? Do I need officials? Will I need hotel rooms, concessions, promotion, merchandise, things of that sort? Or you don't need to use any of those as long as you're just following the guidelines of the question that it's asking. Again, if you're hosting a bowling tournament, you're not going to need a whole lot of those things. So set a timer for 10 minutes. Make a list of things that you think that are going to be in that budget. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, give me a couple sentences on how you plan to raise money for that, whether it be admissions, donations, corporate sponsors, alumni association, things like that. This can be a large assignment in scope. I can tell you that even with our school with Purdue, if you wanted to rent out the football stadium for a tournament, it's going to cost you about $15,000. And that's just for the field, just to turn on the lights and have the water running. That's not anything else. But if you wanted to rent out a small field hockey field or a track or somewhere at a local college or high school, we're talking a whole lot less. So just keep that in mind as you're formulating your budget. Make your list and then tell me how you plan to get funding for said event. In the second part of the assignment, like I said, set that timer, list your expenses, and then in a couple of sentences, tell me how much you plan to charge or how much you plan to raise with sponsors, things like that. We want to see where this money's coming from and how it's distributed to make the event a success. Again, please don't overthink the assignment or anything like that. I'm not planning on putting anybody on the NCAA budget committee just yet or anything like that. Although if that's something you want to do after you take this course, maybe that's something that you'll want to volunteer for. But just to give you some outlines on the assignments to show demonstration that you're thinking about how you're going to plan your event, budget your event, and raise funds for the event. Again, we'll go with best case scenario that you'll be able to get corporate sponsors or funding or anything like that, because knocking on the doors and making the phone calls is the actual hard part of the assignment. So please reach out if you have any questions. As I mentioned, a number of you have, and I really, really appreciate that. Please let me know if I can assist in any way, and have a great second week to the course. Have a good day now, everyone. Thank you.